Today on the channel, it's Retro Wrestling Figure Madness with Epic Toys BWO with both versions of the Blue Meanie, Hollywood Nova, and Big Stevie Cool.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another retro wrestling unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the latest, we got the greatest from Epic Toys with the BWO. But for all your wrestling figure needs that are not Epic Toy Retros, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and the long wait is finally over on this BWO set. I believe the pre-order was well over a year and a half ago, and now we are finally getting these figures in hand if you did pre-order. Very excited for me to get the BWO. As you guys know, I'm a big ECW guy from back in the day, and I absolutely love the BWO, and we'll talk about each one of these a little bit in this very video, of course. But some of the delay, of course, once again, of course, a horse is a horse, of course, as Mr. Ed once said. One of the big delays here was, of course, Chella Toys selling to Epic Toys, the wrestling trader aspect in the middle there. It got a little bit confusing, but it looks like things are back on a little bit smoother sailing. We're going to see what happens here in the future there. But without further ado, let's dive in, and let's dive into the man, the myth, the legend, the Big Stevie Cool. If you guys know, I am a big Stevie Richards fan. Absolutely love Stevie Richards, a part of Raven's flock, but then moving into the BWO, moving into a little bit of a leadership role, and then slowly morphing into superstar Stevie Richards, and he is another one of the what-ifs in wrestling history, at least for me. I really did think Stevie Richards was on his way to becoming ECW champion, and then we do know he did go to WCW, kind of that mass exodus of talent that went to ECW to WCW. So it was very disappointing for young Kyle in high school when he did make that jump, because it really felt like Stevie Richards was well on his way to really moving up the card. So I was a big Stevie Richards fan around that time, and I'm still a big Stevie Richards fan. Of course, he later went to the WWE and Impact. Not the same exact success to me, but still very cool to get a Stevie Richards figure. I would love a Mattel or some kind of Stevie Richards figure in the more traditional scale. But as of right now, I guess I'll take a retro. And this retro, a little interesting, and we're going to get into it right now. Here it is, old Big Stevie Cool himself. Very retro style carding packaging. Love the little animation and the, what does it say? The Stevie Bomb. All very on point for Big Stevie Cool right there. Beautiful glamour shot in the famed BWO shirt. For some reason, I never owned a BWO shirt. I need to right that wrong and get a BWO shirt one of these days. Got the beautiful Stevie Richards right there on the package, on the card, in the bubble. Looking good. On the back, we got the cross-sell. Of course, we're unboxing all these on the channel, so stay tuned to that. Got a little blurb down here. Got a little glamour shot. Let's see what's going on with old Stevie Richards. Weight, let's see. Weight, 230 pounds. Height, 6'2". From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Some of the finest cheesesteaks around, if I'm not mistaken. The BWO are here to take over. Watch out for the Stevie kick. Willing to take it to the extreme. That is definitely true. We got Hollywood Nova, we got Big Stevie Cool, we got Blue Meanie ×2, and then we got Tango Loa and King Haku. We're going to do them in a separate video, so make sure you check that one out in the future here. But without further ado, Stevie Bomb coming off the card. We're going to get down to it. Let's get him out of the package. Let's see what all the fuss is about with the old limited edition Stevie Richards, because it says limited edition on the package here, so it's got to be. It's got to be limited edition. And there it goes. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Big Stevie Cool is out. And definitely an interesting body style on Stevie Cool, or Big Stevie Cool, Stevie Richards right here. Not sure what I think about this. He has a very rectangular-like body. Almost makes him look kind of tall and big at the same time. He almost looks like he's dealing with like a Gary Albright or Dr. Death Steve Williams type chest, which Stevie was a pretty thin, skinny guy here. He does got a little six-pack going on, Black boots, black knee pads, gray shorts, the beautiful BWO t-shirt. Absolutely love that. White wrist tape painted on the hands as well. Pretty plain Jane, honestly, here, but he does got the crop top shirt, though. That was one of Stevie's iconic looks, as we do know. Definitely interesting, though. The body style doesn't quite work for old Big Stevie Cool. I do love that they gave him the fisted hand, so he can give you kind of one of those, kind of like Diesel used to do back in the day, or Kevin Nash, we know. So we got that going there. He does got a gripping hand over here. Not a whole else lot going on to describe out of this figure. Articulation, arms do go all the way around. You do got a waist articulation, and that is it. These are retros, not a lot of articulation with these. No action features on any of these as well. A little bit of a harder plastic than your Hasbros, because everybody goes back, everybody compares to the Hasbros, as we do know. Feels like it's part of the universe, but doesn't feel like it's part of the universe, if that makes any kind of sense there. But definitely an interesting body style that just doesn't quite work for Stevie Richards for me. The head, though, the hair definitely feels like Stevie Richards. The face looks like Stevie Richards enough. He does got glasses. Are these glasses removable? It's like they are and they aren't. Boy, they're not pulling off, so it makes me leads me to believe, easy for me to say, that they are not removable. And he's got some kind of wonky eyes underneath there as well. He's got one pupil that's a little bigger than the other one, so it's probably best to keep these sunglasses on. He's like a young Corey Hart. He wears his sunglasses at night. That's what I've heard. But it looks enough like Stevie Richards in the head. Got to leave these glasses on, but I like that they're not, molded in. They feel like they're removable, but I don't think they actually are removable, and I'm not sure they would go back in. But definitely an interesting one. Got to say, though, Stevie, I'm a little disappointed. I think they could have done a little bit better body style on him, but I am happy we at least got some Stevie Richards representation. It's been a heck of a long time since old Dancing Stevie Richards has had an action figure. So there it is, old Stevie Richards representing the BWO, leading the way for the BWO, leading the way into Hollywood Nova, and Nova an all-timer as well. Who would have thought eventually he would have been Simon Dean, of course, in the WWF, WWE back in the day. But Hollywood Nova, man, I'm here for it. Looks pretty cool in the packaging as well, based on the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan a little bit, kind of taking the best of both worlds on that one there. Little artwork action, we absolutely love it. It says he comes with the atomic leg drop, looking good right there as well. I like that. Hollywood Nova autograph on the front, looking good. On the back, what do we got? Hollywood Nova, height 5'10", 210 pounds. Origin, Silicon Valley. He is the iconic third man of the BWO, of course, Blue Meanie being the second man. No one gets up from the atomic leg drop, and he was trained by one Iron Mike Sharp. Of course, if you were an 80s wrestling fan of the WWF, you knew all about Iron Mike Sharp. One of those guys out there, you knew he was going to lose, but you knew he was going to lead a fight in there. And then, of course, you get the same cross-sell on the back, checklist, all kinds of stuff like that. Looking good, but let's get old Hollywood Nova out of the package here. I really do like these on package. I would love to have these on card, just not in the cards for me. There it is. See you later. Hollywood Nova, goodbye. We got the old Hollywood one out of the package here. Definitely interesting. Love the Hulk Hogan Macho Man style kind of clothing outfit he's got going on. Hollywood belt there. You got the yellow and blue attack. Yellow and blue, two colors that go together very, very well. Always did like that. Blue boots going on down there as well. Waist articulation, but that's it as far as the legs go. Arms up and down, back and forth. He's got a little bit of that Bushwhacker Luke body style is what he's got going on. He looks like he's going to give the old Bushwhacker walk, the walkabout or something like that, I think it was called. Definitely interesting there. Definitely interesting body style you don't see a lot in a retro. I mean, I've actually, since Luke, have we seen that body style from anybody? I don't believe we have, so I like what I see here. Got the yellow gloves going on, the blue wristbands as Stevie takes a header right there. Once again, you get glasses here. These glasses are more molded on than Stevie's were. They are black glasses. You got the Hollywood do-rag going on there. He's got the hair sticking out the bottom or the back there. I don't know if anybody could tell you this is actually Hollywood Nova, Simon Dean, Mike Bucci, whatever you want to call him. I don't know if anybody could tell you that's exactly him. You take that Hollywood off there, you might just think it's a Macho Man custom, something like that. But this does work for what they're going for as far as BWO. And first impressions, just looking at all three of these, this is probably the best of the bunch, I do think. Very interesting, he's got these spikes on his gloves, and for some reason I do not remember those spikes being there. They probably were, I probably just don't remember it. Head is movable as well, I forgot to mention that. But definitely an interesting looking one, definitely very cool, definitely does look a little bit different. You can put him against Stevie. Similar but different, I would just say Stevie's body style is just really different, really different. I don't know how to explain it, but they're both members of the Blue World Order. That's for sure right there. And Stevie does not want to stand up. There you go. He put his arms out. He will stand up, I guess. So there it is right there. So 2 of the 3 are done. Now we're going to turn our attention to Blue Meanie. And I did get the Blue Meanie Chase Edition as well. We'll open this one up in a second. I did mention King Haku, or Haku, whatever you want to call him, and Tangaloa. I bought from the Asylum. Shout out to the Asylum guys out there. I bought from the Asylum this set. And if you ordered everything, I think they threw this in free. It's been a heck of a long time, but I believe that was the case. So that was the way to go. I didn't really need Tangaloa, but I said, all right, I'll buy it. I'll get that free meanie. I'll go in on that. That's how I did it. It's all about justification in your own mind at the end of the day. We got the Blue Meanie here with the Meanie Salt Madness. Definitely looking cool. The Blue Meanie, I think he has 4, I believe, Cella, Epic Toys, Wrestling Trader figures, whatever you want. Of course, his 2-pack with Josh Chernoff, and I think he had a solo pack as well. Man, Blue Meanie getting a lot of figures. He also had a Bone Cruncher we unboxed on the channel as well. But definitely looking cool, looking like the Blue Meanie right there, looking nice, looking just like Blue Meanie would look. Straight out of Pepperland is what he's doing there. Of course, Yellow Submarine movie is where he got his name. I'm here for the Blue Meanie, a great sidekick to Stevie Richards. Got the blurb down low, we'll read that in a second. Same cross-sell, all the usual jibber-jabber going on there. Looking good here. The Blue Meanie, height 6'1", 323 pounds. Origin Pepperland. Beautiful this time of year. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Made his debut in 1994. Finishes opponents with the Meanie Salt, also known as the Blue Guy. Of course, Scott Hall takeoff there. And I did mention Yellow Submarine getting his name. And I remember in the 90s, 2000s, what is time? Probably mid-90s. I remember really wanting to see the Yellow Submarine cartoon. A big Beatles guy right here. A big Beatles fan. Cut my teeth on the Beatles, of course. George Harrison, always going to be my favorite Beatle. But definitely interesting because I remember Sgt. Pepper, I should say Yellow Submarine, was out of print for many, many a year. And I remember having to get bootleg copies, sourcing those from overseas to finally see what this movie was all about. Gotta say, it didn't really change my life, but it was cool to see. It's worth watching one time. So there you go. Quick movie review with Kyle of Yellow Submarine. The more you know, folks, the more you know. All right, can I get the Blue Guy out of the package here? Little rookie unboxing going on. I'm new here. I'm new. Hold tight with me. There it is. Blue Meanie. See you later. Goodbye. And now the Meanie is out of the package. Definitely interesting. And these retro figures, scaling's all over the place. It's always kind of been that way. Yes, you got the Andres and Giant Gonzalez is a little bit taller. I get all that. But the scaling really is all over the place. And even in the same figure, as the body and head and arms have a very weird, and then the hands. I mean, his hand is about the size of his entire arm. And then his hands and arms are very small compared to the rest of his body. So his scaling is kind of all over the place in his own body, which is pretty crazy to think about and pretty crazy as well. I don't know how he would ever tie his shoes if he needed to. Those would never get down there. He'd never have enough bend to get there. So definitely interesting, but he does got the old Ultimate Warrior #2, Hulk Hogan #1, Hasbro positioning. He's going to give somebody a Gorilla Press Slam, which I don't know if I ever saw Meanie do that move, but it's fun to pretend. But I guess they did say he had the Meanie Salt, and of course, Blue Meanie, a big dude, an awe-inspiring moonsault back in the day, so I guess he's kind of doing that moonsault action right there. But of course, matches with his brothers in the BWO, got the blue half shirt on, of course, the blue hair, the black kind of painted on goggles, like straight out of Pepperland once again. Then you do got the bow tie at the top there, bow tie, hair tie, hair tie up there. You got the blue ponytail. Got the black shorts. Got a little silver in the belt to break up a little monotony of the color. Love the blue shoelaces against the black boots. That's a little extra touch of detail that is definitely good to see. Head moves, of course. Waist moves. Arms move up and down. And that is it. Well, does waist move? Oh, waist doesn't move. I take that back. I thought it did for a second. I guess it does not. So no movement on the waist on this one here. But all day long, you hand me this, say, who is this? I know this is the Blue Guy. I know this is the Blue Meanie. So the BWO riding once again. Man, oh man, I'm here for this. I love this. There is some issues with these figures a little bit, but man, it is cool to have the BWO represented on my shelf. Man, if we could just get Mattel Elites, let them sign a legend deal. Let's get the BWO in Mattel Elite form. Man, that would be an all-timer. I would be here for that. Get me Thomas Inchworm Rodman. When can we get him? I don't know. Probably never. But back to Series 2 again. We'll do this one real quick. It is the Blue Meanie. It is the Chase variant edition here. Definitely cool. On the back of the package, same thing. I think it's the same readout on the back as well. Made his debut in 1994, finishes opponents with the Meanie Salt, also known as the Blue Guy, 6'1", 323 pounds. Same carding, same everything. There's only one difference here, and I guess that's no different really than what Mattel does in a lot of their chases. I mean, we've had Malachi Black where his knee pad is the only difference, so I guess there is precedent for this. Can't get too worked up about it. See you later, goodbye. But the only difference between these two, I believe, is the head. It is. It's the same body, same everything, same paint, same shirt, you name it. Everything is the same. The Chase edition here, the big difference is he has the painted on beard going on. So that is it as far as variants go. So I can see a lot of people saying, you know, I don't need this in my collection, or maybe I don't need this, I just want this. Depending how you view your blue Meanie, that's probably where you're going to come after it from. But definitely very similar. Like I said, the head is the only difference here. So I wouldn't say this is probably a must-have for the majority of people out there. But the other two might be. If you're a big ECW fan, if you're a big BWO fan, it is something cool about having these guys as a set in a collection. And I'm happy that Chella at the time, Epic Toys saw it through. They put these guys all together in the same set, which I think is really cool. There's not something special about completing a team all at once, and we did get the BWO. It'd be terrible if they kind of strung this out over a couple of years, and that's what happens with a lot of these third-party companies. It takes a couple of years to get these figures out. So nobody wants just Stevie Richards and you have to wait for the Blue Guy a year later, then Hollywood Nova a couple years later. People get in and get out of these collections, so it just works really good to get them all in a set like this. And man, I'm here for it. I'm here for this. So there it is, the old BWO Epic Toys retro style figures. What are your guys' thoughts? Picking up these? Passing? Did you play the long game? I'd have to imagine once the dust settles, everything's shipped, you could probably get some open stock of these if you're there. Like I said, I went to the Asylum toy store. Head on over there. You might be able to get yours at the Asylum store as well. But definitely here for this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to both channels. We got 2 YouTube channels now. We got content on both every single day. A lot of fun stuff going on. So make sure you do hit the old subscribe bell on both of those channels there. And don't forget about the Patreon. Early access to all the videos, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, dog stuff, pizza reviews, you name it. It's all going down over there on the old Patreon channel, and Patreon, your best way to support the channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram and on Threads. So for the BWO, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.